Here's my computer dual booting Windows and Mac OS. I haven't used Mac OS in a while, so let's restart to it, shall we? It has an option for OpenCore there, but it doesn't work. It just kicks me back to the boot menu, so I have to select the drive itself and then I get the OpenCore menu. Anyway, here it is, starting up. It's not really fast despite having an SSD. Windows is faster than this. Oh well. Here is macOS Big Sur 11.5. I also checked if there was enough space. If we check for updates, we can see that version 11.6 is out. So I decided to record a video about it to show what it's like to update this Hackintosh. It should be straightforward, but let's see what happens. The sun set and I have the night shift feature turned on, so the screen is a bit yellow now. That's no problem. So now let's restart. And I was gonna set up a stopwatch to see how long it would take, but by the time I had everything ready, the computer had already rebooted, so it was like less than a minute. And I saw this. This scared the fuck out of me, because I've never seen this error before. And then it dawned on me. I forgot this really important setting that should have been turned off when using a Hackintosh. The Trusted Platform module. I usually had it turned off, but I turned it on because I was testing Windows 11 and could confirm that my computer meets every single requirement except for older CPU. Then I completely forgot about leaving it on and just used my computer normally because Windows 10 doesn't mind having it on. But macOS, even though it shouldn't really know anything about it, because the equivalent of the TPM on Macs is a different proprietary chip, so it shouldn't cause any conflicts, but I wasn't gonna take any chances, even though I kinda did. So I pressed F1, a few ominous seconds of a black screen, but then the BIOS setup came up. I checked the settings, they weren't reset. Then I went to the security chip settings and I saw that the TPM was set to inactive instead of active. Maybe that setting would have been enough, but just to be safe, I set it to disabled. And by the way, Intel PTT is another term for TPM 2.0 for computers with Intel, of course. So I did that, rebooted, I set up a stopwatch and resumed the update. The first time the OpenCore boot menu is a bit confusing, but I just chose the first Macintosh HD that was in the list, and that allowed the update to continue. Then it rebooted one more time, and there was only one Macintosh HD option, so of course I chose that, and the update was done. That part took just over 8 minutes, which is fine I guess for a minor update. After a Big Sur update, I always get this relocated items folder opening. This document explains what relocated items are, but it always has just this weird group system default file. Not sure what it is, so I just leave it alone. And now macOS is up to date, for now. This computer is based on a 2013 MacBook Pro, which cannot run the newer macOS versions after Big Sur. But I really don't mind, because I don't use macOS on this computer a lot. And when I need macOS, I use my real Mac, which has El Capitan. If that older version is fine, a much newer version here is gonna be okay. And I pretty much only use macOS on this computer for iMovie. Everything else I do on Windows, like I said many times in other videos. But the video you're watching right now was edited with Kdenlive on Windows. So I'm trying to get used to some video editors that do not require macOS. Well, I could just edit them on my real Mac, but since my Mac is from 2009, the CPU is not really fast for editing 1080p video. It works, but it's kind of slow at rendering, so on this ThinkPad, even though many people consider it an old computer as well, it's much faster than my MacBook Pro. In fact, this video was originally just gonna be a boring time-lapse video about updating macOS on a non-Apple computer, but this mishap happened, and so I decided to talk about it. Because I could have bricked this computer. Glad it still works instead. If macOS touches something in the computer's firmware that is meant for Apple computers only, there is a small chance of permanently bricking the computer, but it's not zero, so you should be careful. And that's another reason why I don't really want to use Hackintosh on this computer. The main reason I did it was because I could, and because I wanted a faster computer for video editing with iMovie, like I already said. But anyway, enough rambling. I think that's it about this video. Thank you for watching.